Last time you were here, I think about a year and a half or so ago, was with your band, Grantley Buffalo.
Right.
A few changes since then, not least of which is the fact that the band as such has I guess, gone their separate ways. You're now out there doing your stuff solo.
Yeah, that's true.
Tell us a little bit about what's been going on. That sounds like a pretty major change in a musician's career.
Yeah, it's been a year. You know, most of the last year was spent sort of assessing how I wanted to spend the next 10 years or so, I guess. You know, kind of like a big emotional yard sale, I guess, if you could envision such a thing. You know, I made a lot of big changes, and these days I'm sort of venturing off on my own, and you know, I'm feeling a little bit more experimental on one hand, but on the other, it's also been a time of sort of like reassessing what songwriting means to me, and so the batch of songs that we're sort of playing today is sort of, you know, comes from that sort of revelation that it's okay just to kind of sit down with a guitar now and then and write a song. But meanwhile, you know, there's a lot of experimenting going on too.
One of our fine engineers here, we have a few. One of our fine engineers here, Scott Fritz, who's actually engineering the session that you're about to do, also does Friday nights down at Largo, and he gave me a copy of a CD that you'd done, I guess some demos that you'd done, about 8 or 9 songs that you you rattled off in a day or so back in October, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you know, I had been spending as much time as I could writing and you know, just kind of working through a lot of ideas. And at some point in time, John Bryan and I, John's been by the show before, he's a good friend of mine, and we sat down over a plate of eggs, and John just said, you know, why don't you come over to the house and spend a day or so? And I went in with the idea of recording one song, and then maybe like within 12 hours, just before I hit the hay, I thought, man, I could go in tomorrow and record a whole record in a day or so, and it might actually turn out to be like the kind of record that I might even listen to. And you know, and that's not a, you know, anything against anything else that I've ever been a part of, you know, but just something that kind of contained that original kind of awe, you know, that you get right after you write a song and you put it on tape, you know, not too complicated.
And you did that. I think there were 9 songs that we had here. We played a couple of them on the air, and now, just before we went on the air, you gave me a copy of actually a finished product. The demos have now gone on to a CD, which you've got out there on your own. Is it on your own label? What did you actually?
Yeah, you know, I just thought it would be great, you know, if there was a way for material like that was done so spontaneously, you know, that was. Maybe it didn't have a place in the mainstream, and it might not have a place, you know, on most of the radio stations around the world today. But maybe there's a place in the hearts of, you know, the people who listen to my music for it. And so it seemed like the best thing to do was just record it and see it to its ultimate destiny by just allowing it to be available in some kind of limited edition, you know, if nothing else. And so it's available at this point at the shows. I'm playing a string of dates at Largo here, the 27th of this month, and the 2 following Thursdays. And so that'll be the first time that it will really be available, and down the road it should be available online. Folks can kind of go through my website. It's my name, GrantleyPhillips.com.
2 L's.
2 L's, that's right. And that should eventually lead folks down the right direction to find out however to get a hold of it. But my intentions were just to put it out in some way, like a, you know, little paper boat. Just kick it out there and see
what happens.
See what happens. You know, it's really for the people who've been following me.
Well, there's a place for it right here on Morning Becomes Eclectic, obviously, and now we're gonna hear a set of music. Let's come back in a short while and talk a bit more about what's been going on and the process for you of putting out a record a lot more quickly, perhaps, or simply than you perhaps would have done in the past with the band. But let's hear a set of music first of all. It's Grantley Phillips on Morning Becomes Eclectic. Oh, let's introduce the musicians you have with you as well.
Yeah, well, I'm joined by a couple of guests today. These fellas. Phil Parlapiano is over here on the piano.
Hello.
Giant
Welcome.
Piano over there, and that's Bill Bonk, who's playing some bass and some organ.
Howdy.
And we got together on the road during, you know, the latter part of Grantley Buffalo. You know, managed to tour around the world together, and so we've sort of remained open to the possibilities that, you know, we could kind of come and go, and even as I venture forth, it's still nice to have, you know, such great musicians to call upon, you know, and I value that opportunity, and so we'll make some noise.
Okay.
Living in a house of cards, all the needs and
wind blows hard. Made a vow, baby, that still stands. And I'll take that promise to the promised land. But take a look around you with the night we need and throw it on the fire. Talking about the 20th century, oh, midnight, gonna burn it down. Midnight, gonna burn it down. Midnight, gonna burn it down. People living in a house of glass wonder where on earth go to hide their trash. Don't you think it's such a waste of space when you can't move on 'cause you're saving face? See it as an offering, as an effigy, and throw it on the fire. Talking about the 20th century, oh, midnight, gonna burn it down. Midnight, gonna burn it down. Midnight, gonna burn it down. In just a matter of time, if you feel those flames, you're gonna make it catch. I got nothing to hold on to except my heart, and my heart is set on striking the match. People living in a house of mirrors get so self-obsessed about to disappear, and they can prove if they were ever there when the silver pills off and they're nowhere. Take a look inside you and it's plain to see what you're throwing in the fire. Talking about the 20th century, oh, midnight, gonna burn it down. 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 Gonna burn it all down. Gonna burn it all down. That's that one. Nice long sustain, a beatly sustain. That's that big fat chord.
Yes, definitely. Rickenbacker.
Thank you, Phil. So here's a little song that I think, Phil, you're gonna chime in around somewhere at your secret point, but I'll take it off here. World, you are a mill. Do you grind away until every grain of life is tilled? Girl, you like a running stream. Every line I've tossed, you've washed it clean upon the shore. You hit it for the sea. There's a peace that I've always found in a lonesome serenade. Such a peace of mind go clowns as my every desire's replayed. In a lonesome serenade. Row on paddle boats in a past of mine I've never known. On a lake of polished stone, is far away to an island which can't be swayed by your mind. Man's embrace, there's a peace that I've always found in a lonesome serenade. Such a peace of mind overwhelms as my every desire's replayed. Oh, in a lonesome serenade. When you become wrecking all that groans pains your son, still you smile. What's done is done. There's a peace that I've always found in a lonesome serenade. Such a peace of mind overwhelms as my every desire's replayed. Oh, like a lonesome serenade. Phil, you feel like playing some piano? There's a song that never ever got played too much. It's actually a Grantley Buffalo song off a third record, and man, we just never got to play it enough. And it's called Hyperion And Sunset. Summer Hyperion And Sunset. By the way, folks, you're tuned to 89.9 KCRW. Hey, Bill, you want to come over here and play some organ?
Sure.
Bill has long, long, long legs. And, huh?
Oh, I got it. This thing here?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
If you can squeeze your legs underneath that organ, then we'll play a song. This is called Heavenly. And, this is on this here little record I've been hawking all over town. So, ready?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
He stopped it. Just letting that one go as well. Grantley Phillips on Morning Becomes Eclectic, and 4 songs. Heavenly, which is one of the newer ones. Hyperion and Sunset, which, as you said, was from...
that's from Copperopolis.
Copperopolis,
yeah.
The Grantley Buffalo album. Lonesome Serenade and Midnight. We're going to hear some more songs in just a moment's time. We should point out that, as you said, there are a couple of shows coming up. 3 Thursdays in a row, I believe, starting on January 27th at Largo.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of our program today, we'll give away some tickets for our subscribers to see one of those shows, actually the show next Thursday. And you also have this CD, which you put together, called Ladies Love Oracle. Before we go back to some music, we were talking at the beginning of the session about the fact that you're out there doing your thing solo now. It's a little bit different. It's writing songs and putting them out there a little bit quicker than the process of being with a band.
Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily not at all to the exclusion of doing another album or quite a few albums with the label system, you know. But otherwise, I think, you know, I'm apt to slow down my sort of creative metabolism if I don't manage to put it out in some way, you know.
Is that something you really feel the need to do beyond being a musician and writing songs and playing them? Is it something you need to do as a guy to get this stuff out there?
Yeah, well, for me, you know, music it's like living and breathing. It's something that you know, it's like sweating. It's like dander. You know, it's like so many wonderful things that I can that I can conjure up. But it's a natural thing that I, you know, the idea of only getting to do it every couple of years would be, oh man, that's some kind of terrible celibacy.
Is that kind of what it was like when you were in the label system, when you were in the band?
Well, yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, there's a lot of great songs that probably just fell by the wayside because they just weren't, in at the forefront, when it came time to make a record.
And because there's a cycle of making a record, going out on the road, promoting it, writing for the next one.
Yeah,
and all of
frequently.
a sudden,
I mean, if I made a record today, then it would be a different record. It would be the songs that are most exciting to me today.
You also told me that you have a website that's under construction, as they say, right?
No, it's actually
it's up and running?
constructed. Yeah, yeah. The girders and beams are all down, and you can. It's GrantleyPhillips.com, right?
2 L's.
Yeah, sorry, old habits. But yeah, that's what it is, and we've got a message board, and we being me and all the folks who want to write in and yak with me in the late hours.
Tell us something about that. Is that something that you felt you needed to do to sort of be with it, to be with what's going on out there right now, or is it something that you really just sort of wanted to do for the creative process involved?
Well, I have to admit, I was sort of terrified of the whole thing. But Bill Bonk here, who, in addition to being, a great musician, he possesses that sort of control and that sort of understanding of all of this. He actually did all the...
so he can put up the website?
Yeah, Bill
right.
The programming or whatever like that, whatever you would call it.
Yeah, all that. I don't know. It's beyond me as well.
Yeah, but Bill sort of, he demystified it for me and helped me to pull it all together. And, I found it to be just the best thing in the world, a place where I can actually have that kind of direct contact with the people that listen to the music,
I guest hosted Which Way LA a week or so ago, and we were talking about various aspects of the music business, and one of them being, as an artist, as perhaps a solo artist or an independent artist, the access that the internet can give you to your fan base, to people who are interested in what you're up to. Is that something that you're finding? Are people communicating backwards and forwards with you, your fan base out there?
Certainly. I've got it's only been up for about 3 months or something like that, but we've had so many hits on it, and it's just a great place where it takes up a great part of my day to get on and return letters and all, but I really enjoy doing it. I get so much out of it.
Why don't we let you get back to another set of music, because I don't want to run out of time here. It's Grantley Phillips on Morning Becomes Eclectic with another set of music. I'm glad you're the one who said Grantley Buffalo, because I was so sure I was going to make the mistake myself, but now you've made it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. This is actually sort of an old song, and but realizing that maybe I haven't came all that far, or maybe I don't know how much better I'm going to get. But this is an old song, and I've sort of made sure that it didn't die in the vine. It's called "Your Pony."
You're a pony, that's okay. I don't need to see you. Kitchen gate that will only break you. The light pours in onto our skin. We have the power to begin. All we want is the world. Alright, all I see is black and white. When it comes to being gray, well, I won't stand in the way. The light pours in and out of our furnace. We have the power just to turn into gods, turn into heroes. The light pours in onto our skin. We have the power to begin. When all we want is the world.
Hey, that's a pretty note. Bill's gonna play some bass. Bill's running to the bass, running to his old Dan Electro. This is called Don't Look Down, and this is also on the Ladies Love Oracle collection. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right on. 89.9 KCRW. This here song is called Nothin Is For Sure. 1, 2, 1. Let's count it up again. 1. How's it go? 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's a tug in my heart, like a rose rolling out on the horizon. I've no way of knowing where to start. Nothing is for sure, no sleep still in my eyes, fumbling the door. She doesn't like to pay for nothing is for sure, no. As I begin my day, glasses on blue, my world's about to spin me. Staring at the ceiling, I can see to heaven, but only when I'm waiting. So I pray for the strength to begin again. Nothing is for sure, no sleep still in my eyes.
Morning Becomes Eclectic at 89.9 KCRW. I think we're just about out of time. I don't know if we're going to be able to squeak this last one in. How long a song is this last one?
Oh, golly. It must be 3.5, 3:45, something like that. But
how about I do this?
More songs to hear at Largo on the 27th.
How about I give I give away? We'll do our wrap up, and then you can play it, and maybe we'll just squeak it in. Is that all right?
Yeah, maybe you can time compress it or something like that.
I
Get
wish.
it over with.
I wish, I tell you. I want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And thanks to Bill Bonk and Phil Parlapiano, Scott Fritz, our sound engineer, Tina Green, our Tuesday morning production assistant, Ariana Morgenstern is our producer of this program. William Orbit will be a guest DJ tomorrow. And you can catch Grantley Phillips doing his thing for the 3 Thursdays in a row, beginning next Thursday, January 27th at Largo. 3 Thursday night performances there. We have 5 pairs of tickets for our subscribers to see next Thursday's performance. That's the 27th at 8:30. Also, autographed copies of these latest recordings, which you've just put out on your own. And the album, again, is called Ladies Love Oracle. And incidentally, if you're listening on the web outside of the area, go to Grant's website, because there are going to be some dates around the country, right?
Yeah, that's true. Coming up in March, I'll be traveling around the country.
GrantleyPhillips2Ls.com, and you can go and find out all these wonderful dates that will be out there as he hits the road, doing it sometimes solo, sometimes with a couple of the guys,
right?
Okay, so thanks again.
Thank you very much.
And let me just ask our listeners to call us for these tickets. 310-452-6700. If you've not won anything in the last 90 days, call us with your member number, 310-452-6700. We might just squeak this in, so off you go. Thanks again.
Okay, thank you very much. Are we supposed to jam now? Jam. Oh, okay. I get you. This is a song. Okay.
Watching the clock over Jackson Square, I can feel my life drifting away, losing my whole